Habari Gani.
Umoja.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
Great. Hello, y'all. This is John Miller.
Hey.
He is our first guest of the show, and of course, he's going to be our first principal, and that is
Umoja.
So, like I said in the first video, I will have several guests on the show, and we'll be discussing the 7 principles of Kwanzaa. So, welcome. Umoja means to strive for and maintain unity in a family, community, nation, and the race. And the reason why I chose John for this principle is because he has been a strong leader since I've met him. My first year, we didn't know each other that well, but he still agreed to be a part of my video series for sexuality in the black male community. He chose me for this position as the assistant coordinator for programs and communications. Anything that's black oriented on campus, you'll see John's face. He's just a strong figure and everybody knows his name. So welcome.
Thank you.
I wanted to ask you, what does this principle mean for you specifically?
Yeah, Umoja, I think it's evolved over time for me.
Mm-hmm.
I think before it meant kind of like a physical togetherness, but I think really it is, so there's a proverb that says, I am because you are, therefore I am, or Ubuntu, and it really says like, because I see you and me, because I see me and you, like we have a responsibility to each other, we have an obligation to have each other's backs, to really look out for each other, to be there for each other, to be support mechanisms for each other, to be resources for each other.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's what it comes down to, is not only do we have to kind of be physically present for each other, but we have to be united in our front against all of this oppression, and just like the hardness of life.
Yeah, I feel like that's the main part of Kwanzaa, is finding a way for us to overcome our hardships through each principle, and reconnecting us to how our ancestors set things up for us, and reestablishing how powerful we are as a people.
When we come together.
Yeah. Speaking of togetherness, we also have this Unity cup, which has just water in it. Professional. Usually what will happen is we'll share a drink from the cup, and that will unite us through the lighting of the candle and us discussing the principle of the day. So I wanted to ask you as well, in what ways do you think you've exemplified Umoja?
I am really understanding what it is to be in the background and still support Umoja. So though I would love to be, I take that back. I think I'm blessed to be in a job that helps me portray, embody Umoja. My job is to literally bring together people to understand, to gain knowledge around, to empower each other around the diaspora.
He's really just getting paid for something he does anyway, but
which is a great thing. Like,
yeah.
I really do. I want to gain more of a work-life balance so I can do more things outside of my job, but my job really does allow me to bring people together in amazing ways, to be able to say that we're all working for the inclusion of the diaspora.
Yeah, sure.
Of all people working in the diaspora.
Yeah. So my last question for you is, with that being said, what does Umoja look like for you before next Kwanzaa?
This is interesting.
Everybody should know this.
I know. Umoja to me means a commitment to understanding more of the history.
Yes.
To really dive back into reading, to dive back into podcasts and documentaries, and really understand the history of Unity and how we've come together before, so that I can continue to inspire through the work that I do. To take lessons from the history of Unity, but also say like, okay, what can this be now?
what would your advice be for somebody that's struggling with their own Umoja and like how to portray that in their community?
I think anytime that we're going through hard times, a natural response is to pull away. But to truly embody Umoja, to truly embody unity, is to come together with your community and explore why it is that you've been pulled away from being united as one. And to really take a deep dive into that with other people to help you make sense of it.
Yep. Harambe.
Harambe.
Harambe. Thank you.